My 12-year-old daughter's phone dipped so fast the camera caught nothing but tablecloth. We were at my parents' 40th anniversary party. 80 people, champagne, a videographer circling the room. My dad had just finished his speech about legacy and family. Then he leaned over to a guest and said loud enough for the microphones to catch, "You know how it is. One's the genius and the other one's the dumb one." The room laughed. My daughter went perfectly still. I didn't cry. I got up, smiled, and said something that made my parents go pale. Because here's the thing they didn't know, my grandmother had seen exactly what they were doing, and she put protections in place before she died. Let me back up and tell you how we got here. In my family, there's always been a scoreboard. My sister Jennifer on top. Me somewhere near the bottom. I was 15 the first time I really understood the pattern. Sunday dinner. My dad asked Jennifer about school. She listed her grades like she was reading a receipt. My mom beamed. "That's my girl." Then he turned to me. "And Melanie, how's everything?" Not school. Not friends. Just everything, like my entire existence was a general concern. "I'm fine," I said. He leaned back and smiled. "Just try not to fall behind. Jennifer's going places." Everyone laughed. Not mean laughter, we're family, this is normal laughter. I laughed too, because I'd already learned the rule. If I react, I'm making a scene. If I stay quiet, I'm mature. So I got really good at being mature. I swallowed. I smiled. I disappeared. I got pregnant young. Iris's dad left early and quietly, the way some people do when they don't want to be the villain. He just faded. So it was me. I worked. I raised Iris. I figured out how to stretch time and money and patience. I became the kind of mom who can do a grocery run and a parent-teacher meeting in the same hour and still remember to pack snacks. My family didn't see competence. They saw a cautionary tale. Well, if you'd waited. Kids need 2 parents. That's why she's behind. And Jennifer would sit there with her husband Stephen and their daughter Sarah, nodding like she understood empathy while benefiting from every comparison. Then Iris started struggling with reading. Real struggling. The kind that makes a child's confidence shrink by the day. She would stare at pages like the words were shifting. She'd lose her place, then get mad at herself like it was a moral failure. One night she slammed her book shut and whispered, "Why can't my brain just work?" That sentence stays with you. So I got her evaluated. Dyslexia. Not rare, not shameful, just a different brain doing its thing in a world that likes everything neat and linear. Iris is smart. Sharp. Funny. She remembers details from conversations I had 3 weeks ago that I forgot 3 minutes later. She connects patterns. She's creative in ways that make adults blink. She just doesn't process letters the way my parents think smart looks. They didn't respond with curiosity. They responded with judgment dressed up as concern. Last year at a holiday gathering, Iris tried to read a card out loud. Slowly, carefully, because she was trying. Someone laughed. "Honey, take your time. We'll be old by the time you finish." Sarah snatched the card. "I can do it," she said, bright and confident. The room clapped like Sarah had just rescued everyone. My mom smiled and said, "See, that's what confidence looks like." Iris didn't cry until we got in the car. Halfway home, she asked quietly, "Mom, am I stupid?" I pulled over so fast I almost made the seatbelt lock. "No," I said. "You're not stupid. You're different. Different isn't bad." That's when something changed in me. It's one thing to tolerate cruelty aimed at me. It's another thing to watch it land on my child. Grandma Louise saw it. She was my mom's mother, but she didn't move like my mom. She didn't perform kindness. She was kind. In the last months before she died, I visited her more often. Iris liked Grandma because Grandma didn't talk to her like she was fragile. One afternoon, Iris was trying to read one of Grandma's recipe cards. She stumbled on a word and her face tightened. Grandma covered the card with her hand. Pause. Iris looked up. "Do you know what smart people do?" Grandma asked. Iris shrugged. They ask for what they need, Grandma said. And they don't apologize for it. Then she read the card with her. Slowly, calmly. No sighs, no jokes, no comparisons. When Iris left the room, Grandma looked at me and said, "They're doing it again." I didn't ask what she meant. I knew. "They did it to you," she said. "And now they're doing it to her." I tried to laugh it off. Grandma didn't laugh. She leaned forward. "Promise me something." "What?" "If they ever humiliate that girl publicly, if they try to cut her out like she doesn't matter, you don't sit there and take it." I promised. A week later I visited Grandma again. She gestured to a stack of documents on her side table. "I'm putting protections in place," she said quietly. "For what?" I asked. "For your daughter. And for you." Then she added, "Because your mother likes to pretend she doesn't know what's happening, and your father likes to pretend cruelty is honesty." I swallowed. "They'll be furious." Grandma's mouth twitched. "Let them." 8 months later, Grandma died. A few weeks after the funeral, there was a knock at my door. A man in a coat holding a leather folder. "Miss Melanie Harris?" "I'm Mr. Sullivan. I represented your grandmother." My stomach dropped. He didn't sit right away. He stood at my kitchen counter like he understood that walking into someone's home with paperwork is invasive. He slid a sealed packet toward me. "Your grandmother left this for you," he said. And she was specific about why. "What is it?" I asked. "It's a recent amendment," he said. "Signed shortly before your grandmother passed." "Why would she?" "Because she was aware of what was happening," he said simply. Mr. Sullivan tapped the packet. "Your grandmother's trust owns the deed to the house and holds the funds. Your parents benefit from it. They don't control it the way they like to act like they do." That sentence settled something in me. This amendment only matters if they ever try to cut your daughter out in a way that can't be denied. Something documented, an email, a written statement, a recorded announcement. I stared at him. "Why that kind of trigger?" "Because your parents are careful," he said. "They say things just softly enough to rewrite them later. Your grandmother didn't want this turning into a he said she said." He pushed the packet toward me. "You're not meant to threaten them with this. You keep it safe. And if they do it, then the trust does what your grandmother designed it to do." He left. I stood in my kitchen holding the packet like it was both a shield and a grenade. When the anniversary invitation arrived with celebrating our legacy in glittering script, my stomach sank. So I put the folder in my bag. Just in case. The night of the anniversary, Iris got dressed early, fixed her hair twice, and told me, "I'm going to record it for memories." The second we walked in, I knew what kind of night it was going to be. Sarah was already surrounded. People were taking pictures like she was a celebrity. Jennifer and Steven stood behind her like proud managers. Iris held her phone up anyway. Hope is stubborn. My dad passed us, glanced at Iris's phone, and said, "Careful, sweetheart. Try to keep up." Iris laughed politely. Then my mom swooped in, kissed Iris's cheek, and said, "There's my little." She paused. "Helper. Not granddaughter. Helper." Dinner started. A videographer circled the room. Then the slideshow came on. 20 photos of Sarah, awards, smiling, center stage. 1 photo of Iris mid-sneeze. Iris saw it. I saw her see it. She just held the phone a little lower, like she could fix it. Then my dad took the microphone. He did the whole 40 years speech. Then he smiled like he was about to do something generous. "Tonight," he said, "we're also celebrating the future of this family." Jennifer's hand landed on Sarah's shoulder. "Sarah will inherit the house." Applause. My mom stepped in, taking the mic. Her smile was camera ready. "And the family trust, $280,000, she said. "That goes to Sarah too. All of it." She paused. Iris is not included. More applause. People actually cheered. Iris's phone stayed up for a second longer, like she was waiting for someone to say her name. No one did. My dad leaned toward a guest and chuckled loud enough to carry, "You know how it is. One's the genius and the other one's the dumb one." Iris's phone dipped so fast the camera caught tablecloth. The room laughed. Not everyone. Enough. Iris went perfectly still, like if she didn't move it wouldn't hurt as much. I didn't cry. I got up. I smiled. And I said loud enough for everyone to hear, "My daughter was named a beneficiary." The room didn't stop all at once. A few claps died midair. A laugh got stuck. The videographer angled toward me. My dad blinked. My mom's hand tightened around her champagne flute. "Of Grandma Louise's trust," I added. "The trust that owns the house. The trust that holds the $280,000. Silence. My dad stepped forward. "Melanie," he said, voice low. "Sit down." My mom smiled too brightly. "Sweetheart, you must be confused." Jennifer stood up so fast her chair scraped. Sarah looked around, confused. I pulled the folder from my bag and held it up. I didn't open it. I just held it long enough for people to see the heading and the signature. Grandma Louise's name. My mom made a small, sharp inhale. My dad's face went gray. "That's not," Jennifer started. "This is inappropriate," Stephen cut in. "Where did you get that?" my dad demanded. "From Grandma's attorney," I said calmly. "After the funeral." "That's impossible. We're the trustees." "You were," I said. My mom's smile wobbled. "Melanie, we were speaking generally. We didn't say Iris gets nothing." I nodded toward the raised screens. "You want to tell all those cameras you didn't say it?" I looked at Iris. Her eyes were huge and wet but refusing to spill. "This isn't about interpretation," I said. "You said it out loud." Jennifer started talking fast. "You're doing this because you're jealous." "No," I cut in. "I'm doing this because you called my kid the dumb one in front of a room full of cameras and then announced she gets nothing." The room shifted. People looked at each other. My mom's voice went shrill. "We never." "You did," I said. "And tonight is recorded. That's why Grandma wrote it the way she did." "What does it even mean?" my dad asked. "It means," I said, "you don't get to cut Iris out and keep living off Grandma's trust like it's your personal trophy shelf." My dad leaned forward. "You're humiliating us." I tilted my head. "Yes," I said quietly. "Funny how it only counts as humiliation when it happens to you." My mom's eyes flashed. "You're ruining our anniversary." I glanced at Iris, then back at them. "You ruined a 12-year-old. I'm just refusing to participate." I turned to Iris, held out my hand, and said, "Let's go home." She stood so quickly her chair nearly tipped. As we walked away, my dad called after me, "This isn't over. We'll contest it." I didn't turn around. Good luck saying you never said it when you said it into a microphone. In the car, Iris whispered, "Am I in trouble?" "No," I said immediately. "You did nothing wrong." "Did I ruin their night?" I let out a short laugh. "Honey, they ruined their own night. They've been practicing for years." When we got home, I made hot chocolate. Iris finally asked, "What does beneficiary mean?" "It means," I said, "Grandma wanted you protected." She stared into the mug. "Because I'm dumb." I crouched so we were eye level. "You are not dumb," I said. "You're 12. You're funny. You're stubborn. You have dyslexia. Reading is harder sometimes. That doesn't make you less." She swallowed. "I don't want them to hate me." "I know," I said. When Iris fell asleep, I emailed the video clip to Mr. Sullivan. At 6:12 a.m., my email pinged. Subject line, "Confirmation of notice receipt, Louise Family Trust." Mr. Sullivan confirmed he'd received the video. Then one sentence that made my hands shake. "The triggering event occurred on record. The administrative steps will begin today." At 7:03 a.m., my phone rang. My dad. I didn't answer. He called again. And again. Then a voicemail. Melanie, I need you to stop whatever you think you're doing. This is a misunderstanding. Then his calm snapped. If you don't fix this, you will regret it. I saved the voicemail. Single moms don't survive without receipts. Jennifer texted, I can't believe you would do this to mom and dad. I typed back, you watch them do it to my child. That afternoon, Iris's school called. We just wanted to confirm Iris's grandmother and grandfather are here to pick her up. My lungs went cold. What? They said it's an emergency. I gripped the phone. Do not release her. I'm on my way. When I got to the school office, my parents were standing there. My mom said too sweetly, Melanie, we just wanted to talk to her. We're her grandparents, my dad added. I walked to the counter. Remove them from her file. Right now. My mom's smile faltered. Melanie, don't do this. You're making this worse, my dad said. No, I said. You did that. You just tried to corner my child at school. My mom's eyes flashed. We're family. I laughed once. You don't get to use that word after last night. We can handle this privately, my dad said. You had your chance, I said. You chose a microphone. My mom's voice trembled. We weren't going to hurt her. You already did, I said. Then I turned to my dad. Leave. Excuse me? Leave, I repeated. Or I'll ask the school to call security. He looked around, at the parents watching, the receptionist witnessing. He swallowed his rage. Fine. We'll handle this another way. When Iris came down, she saw my face and froze. I knelt in front of her. I changed your school pickup list. Only me. Okay? She swallowed. I'm sorry. No, I said. You do not apologize for adults making choices. She leaned into me. I held her like I didn't care who saw. 2 weeks later, a thick envelope arrived by certified mail. To them. Aunt Bonnie texted me a photo. Subject, Notice of Trustee Removal, Louise Family Trust. Below it, Notice of Termination of Occupancy Benefit. You don't get to live there anymore. My phone rang 10 minutes later. My mom. Her voice was in full meltdown. Melanie, this is insane. This can't be happening. In the background, my dad was yelling. Real panic. We didn't mean it, she said. We were celebrating. You were performing, I said calmly. Call Mr. Sullivan. Tell him to stop this. I can't, I said. And even if I could, I wouldn't. You're punishing us. No, I said. I'm protecting her. My dad's voice cut in from the background. She planned this. She's always been bitter. My mom came back, trembling. We're going to contest it. You can try. We'll tell them you manipulated her. We'll tell them grandma wasn't well. My pulse rose, but my voice stayed steady. Then you should probably stop talking, I said, because you're still on speaker and I'm still recording. Silence. My mom whispered, You're recording me? I'm a single mom, I said. I record everything. I hung up. The official email came 3 days later. 2 subtrusts were being established, one for Iris, one for Sarah. 50% each. The $280,000 would be divided, $140,000 into each protected account. The house would be listed for sale, proceeds split 50-50. Timeline, vacate by 30 days from notice date. My parents had built their identity around that house. It was their stage. And now the lights were shutting off. Iris came in and asked, Mom, are we okay? I looked at my daughter, this kid who'd been called the dumb one by adults who should have protected her. We're okay, I said. We're safe. Does that mean they'll stop? I can't control what they do, I said honestly. But I can control what they get access to. That night I updated every school contact, every permission list. Then I sent one text to my parents. You don't contact Iris without me. Ever. My dad replied, "You can't keep her from us." I typed back, "Watch me." The video didn't just circulate, it detonated. Not because I posted it. But family group chats don't need my help. Aunt Bonnie forwarded the clip. Someone else added captions. Someone else zoomed in on my mom's face when she said Iris is not included. Within 24 hours, half the family had seen it. My parents tried the usual cleanup. It was taken out of context. It was a joke. We never said that. It didn't work. This time their words weren't floating in the air. They were sitting in everyone's camera roll. The house sold 3 months later for $1.2 million. Not a penny went to my parents. The proceeds went straight into the 2 sub-trusts. 50-50. My parents were officially, permanently, completely cut off. They lost the house. They lost trustee control. They lost the lifestyle cushion. And they lost it because they couldn't resist humiliating a child into a microphone. My dad called the day the sale finalized. "We need help," he said. Not, "I'm sorry." Just, "We need." "You should ask Jennifer," I said. Click. My parents went straight to Jennifer. They expected their favorite to rescue them. Jennifer didn't. She protected Sarah's half like Fort Knox and told them she wasn't giving them a cent. She blamed them for triggering the clause. Then she went back to her life, which was deeply on brand. My parents spent years teaching her that legacy is a prize and love comes with conditions. Jennifer just applied that lesson to them when it stopped being convenient. After that, my parents downsized into a small rental across town. Not tragic, real life isn't that cinematic. But the kind of place where nobody cares who they are, and there's no dining room big enough to host legacy dinners with microphones. No stage. No spotlight. No audience. Just 2 people who finally had to sit with themselves. A few years later, Iris was 16 and reading on her own. Still dyslexic. Still brilliant. Just not ashamed anymore. As for my parents, I went no contact. They lost access to me, and they lost access to her. So did I go too far, or not far enough? Thanks for listening, and if you liked this story, share it with others, and don't forget to comment and subscribe for more stories about families, second chances, and the moment you finally choose yourself. Sometimes protecting the people you love means losing the people who never loved you right.